If only Miss Rogel knew I never touched her dog. Her bump-headed, ghastly creature, hardly canine at all, growled faintly whenever I passed. Yet that was enough for her to accuse me of everything. It has been a month since I moved here, away from the city at last, searching for work, though I'm not sure what would ever suit me. The colony is plain, but tolerable. A road leading to the main town, a temple whose loudspeaker wrench you awake with chants, 3 or 4 faces greeting in the same way every morning, with mechanical tilts and half-smeared smiles, men in pale clothing, their nods too slow, too alike, as if rehearsed. Good enough, if not for the incessant nagging of our landlady, Miss Rogel, dog person, temple devotee, forever barging into rooms, rearranging, accusing, blessing, her matriarchy offered as though it were a gift. I was told she crept into tenants' locked rooms with her dog on a leash. When she offered holy bands for my wrist, I told her the same thing each time. I don't see the point of following a ritual whose fundamentally doesn't make sense to me. She would snort, "I'm certain I'm not speaking to the wrong one," almost derisively, as though she understood more than I ever could. Once, while glancing around my room with those clouded eyes, she said casually, "Young ones should never carry what isn't theirs to carry. It always ends the same way." It sounded like ordinary superstition then, nothing more. But I've never been a God-grieving individual. Only a seeker, maybe. I've always thought outcomes, good or bad, are nothing more than the sum of one's actions, plus or minus. You leave with nothing. Almost nothing. Since I lost Bobo. My twin brother, 7 minutes younger, yet carrying the genuineness I never did. Even his words, though they echoed mine, always meant more. I remember that season, the colony dripping in strings of light, incense curling through the night like whispers of old prayers. The town pulsed with festivity, but I was buried in the gray corridors of the factory, counting hours for wages that never stretched far enough. He had just returned from university, my Bobo, the pride of our house, the one neighbors praised. It was during those celebrations, when the overseer demanded another delivery, his greed never pausing for holidays, that the turn was made. I should have carried the parcel, but I lingered, letting laughter and firecrackers blur into the drone of machines, incense masking the sweat on my hands. Bobo saw my weariness, or maybe my indifference, and stepped forward without complaint. That was the last time I saw him alive. The cart came fast. Drunk driver, careless driver, they said. No court named me guilty. But my parents' silence never lifted, and silence can cut deeper than words. So I left. Another city, another nameless colony, far from their stairs. Miss Rogel's visits grew more frequent once she discovered my hunger. My job hunt faltered, my savings thinned. "Here, drink this. It will help you rise," she chirped, handing me a glass of dark green juice with sliced fruit, likely taken from the temple that morning. It looked harmless. I sipped, fruity, with a strange herbal bitterness, until something brushed my tongue. A strand. I gagged. White. Fur. Or perhaps one of her thinning hairs? I could not tell. She watched with delight, her toothless mouth splitting open. I put in a little essence. Not godness. Not dogness. But what moves between? That's the strength you need, she murmured, as if delivering a sermon only I could hear. I tried to spit it out, to stand, but my legs buckled. The room tilted, walls sprouting tufts of white hair. Her voice bent into a rasp. Animals are the messengers of our Creator. Then, closer, wouldn't little Bobo have agreed? My blood iced, my vision narrowed, and then her dog stood before me, its skull bulging into twin lumps as if it had sprouted another head that never fully came. Its mouth worked humanly, mouthing words I could not hear, only a low droning, as if my ears had begun to rot. I staggered outside, toward the road. My body moved without will, carrying me to the broken temple. The temple sagged like a skull missing teeth, its stones sinking into mud. Beyond it stretched a graveyard of crooked markers and the fire-blackened earth. I wandered in. They were already there, the men in white. Their garments shivered in the wind, but their bodies did not. Each held a torch, its flame steady and soundless. At the center stood the pyre, logs stacked, ghee poured, and a body wrapped in white, cotton stuffed in the nostrils. But no fire took. The men only stared. Their torches burned, yet gave no heat, no smoke. Then one turned to me, then another, soon all of them. Their gaze shifted between me and the pyre, slow, deliberate, as though in my face they recognized something that belonged upon the wood. Their torches angled, dipping toward me, pointing, accusing. The cloth lifted faintly in the gust, showing a waxen cheek, pale and too familiar. My chest hollowed with recognition. The pyre creaked. They stepped forward. And from the shadows behind them, I saw it. The dog again. Two heads now, fully formed, both mouths gnashing in silence. Its gaze pressed me harder than the torches, as if it too had waited for this moment. I stumbled back, slipping on the mud, heart staggering. Their torches glowed steadily, refusing the wind. I turned and fled, the temple's broken arches groaning above me like teeth grinding. When at last the roads stretched behind me, I dared to breathe. Yet the smell of smoke clung to my clothes, my skin, my mouth. And as I wiped my lips, I tasted fur again. For the first time, I understood what it meant to belong.